When we read a text, we are either read by the text or we are in the text. Either we tame a text, we ride on it, we roll over it, or we are swallowed up by it, as by a whale. There are thousands of possible relations to a text, and if we are in a non-defensive, non-resisting relationship, we are carried off by the text. This is mainly the way it goes. But then, in order to read, we need to get out of the text. We have to shuttle back and forth incessantly. We have to try all possible relations with a text. At some point, we have to disengage ourselves from the text as a living ensemble, in order to study its construction, its techniques, and its texture. To arrive at a possibility of reading Sunday, before falling asleep, I think of a children's game, a game of weaving with colored paper that is both homogeneous and heterogeneous. One has to find the color threads of the text, the semantic threads, and see how to see, to drink, to get up, are linked. There are verbal chains and nominal chains that can be worked on with a grammar of meaning. One can work on the text from many different approaches, at many different levels. One can climb up and down a tree or sit on a bench in order to read it. Each time, one has a different level, another view of the scene. The text signifies massively, it is an egg. There is some of King Lear in it, but it has been effaced. There are many cultural references too. There are 50 possible ways of entering this text, and it is up to the reader to find them. In terms of a quest, we can set out in many different directions. What counts is to find ourselves in the process. We have to work on a certain syntax, on a certain style, that is as strange in Portuguese as it is in French. The tone of Clarice Lispector's text is that of the little girl in The Big Girl. A capacity for improvisation should mark a reading process that could be qualified as feminine, and that is one of improvisation as well as logic. We do all this in order to follow, not to answer, the questions, which in French are feminine. Questions can be thought of as women. We follow the feminine questions, asking, what is feminine writing? Feminine, please sure? One of the efforts we make is to be transgrammatical, the way one could say transgressive. It is not that we despise grammar, but we do not have to obey it absolutely, and we have to work to some degree on degrammaticalization. From this point of view, it is good to work on foreign texts, Clarice Lispector's, James Joyce's, and others, because they displace our relation to grammar. In everything we do, we are questioning femininity. We work on texts as quests, that is, a questioning of femininity, on traces that are perceptible.